Hello again. So we are now proceeding with the part related to the industry, XR technologies from concept to reality. We'll be having now Mr. Pietro Carratù from Youbiquo in Italy, Professor Marco Romano from UNINT, Mr. Paiman Siciani from Cora in Denmark, and online we'll be having Vânia Gonçalves from Geek Girls Portugal, who will be joining us through Zoom. So, Ricardo, could you please help? Oh, okay.
Can you log in first?
Yeah, sure.
I think I figured out the logic. Yeah.
Great.
Done.
You're amazing, Frederick. Thank you.
Good afternoon all, and thank you for the opportunity to attending this conference. My name is Pietro Carratù. I am from the CEO of Youbiquo. Youbiquo is a company established in 11 years ago in south of Italy, and we are in charge of making the basement, as Oscar has said. We make hardware of augmented reality and extended reality XR devices. Along these 11 years, it was an hard work to understand all this complexity, and a lot of investment has been made in order to manage this technology from the basement to the applications. We found out several things to taking care of, and since 2 years, more or less, we are focusing on development an ecosystem and a hardware technology too, based on the European knowledge, technology, and companies. We are collaborating with several institutions across Europe, research institutions, working on these topics. And our company is composed by almost 30 people, mainly electronic engineer, computer scientists, and software developers. And we are 3 business units, one on augmented and extended reality, another on artificial intelligence, and a third one on wearable electronics. These departments are, let's say, led by 3 seasoned managers, all 3 with electronic and informatic background. We are developing 2 kind of framework on the hardware point of view, an augmented reality device based on open source technologies that is in an AR device supporting sectors and operations like maintenance or quality inspections that need optical see-through technology and a very lightweight device. And another one is a pure extended reality device that is, in our opinion, in our vision, dedicated especially for learning, where we have developed some advanced interaction features and also developed an ecosystem around this device that is composed by an application store entirely made with European technologies and managed by our company, and also a device management system in order to allow enterprises to manage devices, applications, updating all applications and operating system within the device fleet, enterprise device fleet. But the topic of this speech is focused on what are the rules, regulations across Europe and around the world to allow programmers and manufacturers to operate within an environment in which there are some common rules to develop all the stack of technologies needed within the XR environment. And we have found that there is now not a common framework available and commonly accepted and used to manage interaction, comfort, and to other stuff. I have attended for 3 years to a ISO committee in UK on immersive technology, in which our work was focused on the safe immersion and the safety wearing XR devices, especially within a enterprise environment. This work was, let's say, lead within the IST 31 committee of British Standard Institutes, and that is connected with SC 24 committee of the ISO standards. We are focused in this work on 3, let's say, pillars of the framework. The first of these pillars is the environmental perception and safety guidance, in order to specify the boundaries in which the immersion maintain the user awareness and reduce risk. The second one is the multimodal perception enhancement, in order to that allows the designers of experiences to integrate the visual, the auditory, and haptic elements in order to have a better experience for the users, in order to reduce the cyber sickness and other kind of sickness that a user could face with. The third is to take care of inclusive design, meaning that users having also disabilities could have the possibility to have the very immersive and complete experience, even if some sense have some, let's say, minority to take. And finally, testing evaluation methodologies were developed within this committee in order to better define the testing and the user feedback procedure to check all the stack, technology stack, and finally the experience itself. Just to have a very short overview of technology, of standards that are involved in this domain, we have to cite this standard that you see on the screen, mainly the AR and XR guidance are managed by Committee SC24, but there are also other standards that take care of other aspects, like medical aspects, as 60601, and the risks on 12100 standards. In general, the EST 31 committee has taken care about the safety, safe immersion, as I said, and the requirements are listed on the slides, are risk assessment and take care of your factors of physiological and optical safety and operational safety and cybersecurity. These on the point of view of requirements that take care of physics, of ergonomics. There are also other aspects that we have taken care and are typically electronic constraints and usability constraints, like electrical, MC, batteries, on UX and training, and governance of devices, also were evaluated in this standard. Then another standards that take care of learning using XR is the 23844. They take care of the whole process of building up contents for XR, taking care of the workflow for teachers to teach and content creators to create contents for teaching. Also, there are some guidelines about UX metrics that could be taken care in order to evaluate the XR experience. So, in particular, there are two kinds of tools. That is a simulator sickness questionnaires and the presence metric, IPQ, that have that try to measure the post-exposure and other tasks like error rates, completion time, and so on. In particular, the IPQ method taking count of spatial presence, involvement, and realism of XR experience. On the other side, the Whitmer-Sigmer questionnaire taking count of sensor fidelity, distraction, and adaptation and immersion. I just listed it these ones, but I know that of course all people that make contents take in some way count of this. But my message is just there are standards to follow or standards to evaluate in order to better manage the design, the experience design. As all you know, the motion sickness and the comfort are very a priority in making experiences. Basically, the raw rules to follow are to keep motion continuous, predictables, and to have a gradual acclimatization of people in order to follow the experience. Of course, there is some very radical differences between AR devices and XR devices. Also, XR could be used, as you know, in several modes. A completely immersive mode like VR, or a augmented-like mode using the see-through mode, the camera see-through mode. In that cases, there is very deep difference in time to browse the experience. VR, it's 20 minutes, but with XR, with see-through camera modes, you can wear for hours, especially if you have high-resolution cameras. But the weight of the device could reduce the time to have the experience. And so there is a lot of efforts that all manufacturers making around the world in order to reduce weight of XR devices. Okay, this is also some other things that could be count in order to have a good experience, especially for learning. And this related to the user interface. The icons that states the haptic feedback could be accurately planned in order to have the right experience for learners that typically don't use daily this kind of technology. So the experience should be very easy, very natural with zero learning curve. Another advice about the user experience and user interfaces is to use anchored digital informations that take in account of the spatial awareness and perspective, the distance of real object tagged by the labels taking account of distance from the viewer. And also, it's important to have a way to showcase the digital element in order of priority, in order to keep the attention in very predictive way. Finally, to check and track the space around the viewer, especially for XR experience in which the real world is seen, it's important to have a SLAM spatial mapping of in real time. For that, there are some technology advances that could be adopted in next generation of XR devices, especially using a camera with HAI on board. A camera with HAI allow the scanning of close space in order to, without affecting the power consumption, without affecting, if not in limited way, also the computational power. Because algorithms run behind the camera, not on CPU, not on other computer pieces. But the real constraints that can be taken in account are the latency that could be reduced less than 20 milliseconds, and the frame rate of the viewer in case of XR with camera see-through mode that are 90 Hz or more. This could be done using in smart way the computational power of the devices and using the GPU and CPU parallelism, and also using the AGI cameras that have a possibility to run neural network, specialized neural network on board of camera. And also managing the level of detail. Okay, as I said, inclusive design should be put in place taking account of disability. This could be done using redundancy in user interaction, meaning that the same action could be done in several ways in order to be more natural and to follow the ergonomics that is more natural for the user. What are the directions? So now, from now on, XR devices will be, for sure, we have an increase of number of models, and if each one will have hardware equipment on board that it is very different from one to another. We know that Samsung, Google are making new models of glasses, and especially there is Android XR that is going on the market, and also there is WebXR technology that will be very possibly a breakthrough for this kind of technology and sector. The task for the manufacturers and for the middleware providers is to have a common way to manage the interaction and the connection between the sensors, the hardware sensors, and the tool that have to use the programmers in order to program the experience without avoiding to rework changing a device to another device. I want just to mention just a last thing, because VIC, we remember that have awarded a step seal, means use European technology from bottom up, possibly within the XR environment. We are working hard in these 2 last years in order to build up from scratch, from the basement, from the hardware part, architectures and a framework that have European technology from a single chip to the application level. So I hope that within this project we will have the possibility to test and to increase this framework in order to follow the aim and the goal of StepSeal, let's say, way of planning and supporting this kind of things. I thank you very much for your attention.